This looks like success. I need... Come on, bring up my Twitch thing. Boy, these apps sure work well, don't they? Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yep. That's fine. I'll fix those shortly, as long as Twitch lets me keep going. I'm not watching that. Stop that. Go away. Stop it. Stop it. Oh my god, this app is terrible. I am not even... Why do I still hear this? I'm not. Alright, we're just gonna close this entirely. What? Okay, cool. Fix that. Alright. Good quality programming here. Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to SnowRunner. We are... I just want my dashboard, please. Dashboard. All I want to see is my own chat. There we go. Not like there's anyone in there. Finally. That only took like 3 minutes. Good morning, YouTube. Bam. Welcome back to SnowRunner. And today we're doing the last mission in Michigan. So let's just do a quick run through of the trucks we're going to be using. This is our least able truck. I'm going to try and do the finale using only trucks found in Michigan, like the trucks that you just find scattered around the map and you can restore and upgrade and stuff. So this is the one that has the least useful upgrades on it. So this is going to be our fuel tanker because it has to stick mostly to roads. We do have some nice off-road tires on it, but as you can see, we've got the off-road transmission, but no diff lock and no diff lock, no all-wheel drive. So this is our International Transtar, and this has a fuel tanker on the back of it. So this is actually going to be the first one that we do anything with today, because we're going to position this to help with a different mission. So let's go ahead and actually engine off for a moment. Change truck. Let's show off the Western Star. This is the white Western Star. This is actually found on this map as well. I can actually show you. The International Transtar is found out here in this swamp. And the white Western Star is over here, somewhere around here. And one of your tasks is actually to restore it and drag it out of the swamp and back to your garage. And then you get the truck unlocked. And this bit here, real tricky, but you can actually kind of go straight up through the woods here if that's easier for you and drag the Western Star out that way. Wow, that's just a very upset tablet. It's fine. Yeah, this chicane right here is just real tricky to pull the Western Star through, but we got it up to the garage and got it unlocked, so let's lights on. So this is going to be our semi for today. This is not my most capable semi. In fact, this truck usually operated as a crane or a fuel truck for me. But when I limited myself to just the trucks found here, the two best semis of the trucks I find on this map are the white Western Star and the Transtar. And the Transtar can't do off-road, the Western Star can. So the Western Star is going to be our semi, and that is pulling the oil drill that we need at the end here. So let's engine off and change to our next truck. This is our Fleetstar. Y'all are probably pretty familiar with this one. This is one of our most able trucks, but it's got a its wheels are set a little further forward than most of the other trucks, so the frame actually it's really hard to see. The frame kind of overhangs at the back, which makes this not a good semi-tractor, because then the frame actually hits the trailer, and then that causes the steer axle to lift whenever you go over certain hills, because the combination can't bend forward very well. So we're actually going to just use this as a crane truck, because it can get pretty much anywhere, and the crane truck's going to be the one most likely needed off-road rather than the fuel truck. This is literally found outside the first garage that you unlock in the game. So everyone should have this if you're playing the game through. And then the next one This is going to be our big cargo mover, other than the semi. So this has the 2 metal planks that we need. This is our Western Star TwinSteer, and this is found on global map. This is found in Island Lake, up around here. You have to restore the truck, and then you just get given it, and then you can recover it to the garage in Smithfield Dam. But yeah, that's way up here, Smithville Dam. Sorry, there's a Smithfield near my hometown, and that's just, I'm constantly thinking about that because they're also, you know, multinational corporation right now. That's in the news. But yeah, so this truck is got 2 steer axles. We'll touch. We need morning. There we go. 2 steer axles, which make it fairly maneuverable considering it is a extremely long flatbed truck. It can't pull trailers. It can't do anything else but move 4 units of cargo wherever you need it. But it's fairly capable off-road. It doesn't have all-wheel drive. It does have a diff lock, but it's also got good mud tires, and it's just like a powerhouse, so it can get through a lot of stuff just by brute force. So this is going to be one of our main cargo vehicles on this run. So let's do engine off, and then our last truck. Actually, I'll show you that in a moment. Let's change back to the Transtar and get that into position, because we have to switch maps to get to the last truck, because the last truck is already in position for the run it's going to do, because the last truck is slow and it's large. So if you're familiar with the map and what trucks are on the map, then you probably know which truck is going to round out our group. If we do need another service truck, ooh, wow, that was a rough start. If we do need a repair truck, we're going to bring in one of the trucks from the starting map. Wow! Just destroying this engine already. We're just going to slow down a bit there. Given, oh my gosh, look at all the damage on the front end. Good start, good start. Just destroy the engine going down the first hill. Yeah, so if we need repair trucks, we'll bring in a truck from the Black River map, the starting map. We've got the GMC and the Chevy CK70, C70, CK70, I don't remember. The single drive axle Chevy truck that you find on that map that's good at hauling cargo and not much else. You can put a repair trailer on it, or a repair back on it, and I haven't tried driving it like that, but you can do it, so we might. But of course the GMC is actually fairly capable, so we might just use that as a repair truck. Like, look at this, already bogging down here. We're not even in proper mud. There we go. This is not what we would want to be using to cross that boggy mess there. I feel like the steering is actually a little funky. We can repair this truck using a service trailer, because we're going to be staging this at a trailer store that's like right on the other side of this dam. So we can just buy a repair trailer real quick, hook up to it, repair ourselves, and sell it back and get our money back. Just like, wow! Just normal driving, and it's falling apart. So yeah, like I said, this is our least capable truck, so it's going to be the one that stays on the road and provides fuel service to the other vehicles. So I don't know that we necessarily need this one down here where I'm staging it, but most of the time I have a fuel tank at this trailer store, and it's come in handy a lot, so I'm pretty sure we can get the biggest truck down here without much issue, and then use this to refuel it and get it the rest of the way. And then this truck will refuel everybody else before they set off on the final leg as well. So, Just cone murder. Alright, let's go ahead and do some repairs. Maintenance trailer. Repair me, please. Oh, we're using the... Whoops. There we go. Fixed it. Fixed it. Alright, so then we are going to Sell that. Engine off. Brake already engaged, and let's go ahead and set up the other trucks where we need those. Bit of a slow startup on the Western Star. That's fine. We're going to go ahead and bring this down to the farm. We've got to be careful with where we set our trucks up, just because the last truck in the group is bringing one of the giant trailers, so we do want to be careful about that. We're going to go down this hill a little bit slower than with the Transtar, since that went so poorly. I feel like this is a bit more of a... I feel like this truck's a little more durable, but I don't want to find out the hard way if it's not. I'd rather not have this thing damaged before we've really started this mission. So this has pretty good mud tires. I think we might just... I'm trying to think where I want this thing parked up here. Oof, that's a turn. This is going to be tough to get to the... it's so long. Yeah, we might as well just try and cross this now. We don't really want to be in the way, but... Oh, I was worried we were going to tip for a moment there. Come on. So, about the brute forcing its way through just about anything. Brute force, not necessarily the best way to accomplish much. Come on. Alright, actually, I want to go right. There we go. We got our drives back on relatively solid ground. Don't tip, don't tip, don't tip. Oh, look how deep we just sank right there. Come on. You can do it. This is like the mud tires that take forever to unlock in this game. And it's still struggling with this swampy bog. All-wheel drive on this monster would just be so nice. I mean, the engine's right up front. I feel like all-wheel drive is totally a thing this truck should be able to do. But what do I know? I just drive trucks. I don't fix them or assemble them. Alright, we're going to cut left here. And get this truck parked over here, kind of out of the way. Alright, this should be fine, and this should be pretty out of the way for the Pacific when we bring that through here. Alright, we're going to bring this down there as well. We're not going to park it quite as... Actually... no, I have a different spot in mind for the crane truck. We're not going to park this one across the mud pit just yet. We're going to keep it on this side, just in case the crane truck alone is not capable of rescuing the big heavy truck. We might need to drop the semi-trailer and bring this Western Star over to help out. We'll see. I think the crane truck will be all right, but the crane is on like literally the lightest truck that we have out here, so that could cause some issues. Just some small issues. Nothing major. Just wreck our suspension right off the bat. Alright. Switch to high gear, all-wheel drive. And look how much better this truck is at handling this off-roady bit than that Transtar was. Just not even slowing down in the slightest. So we're going to swing left here. And get our trailer axle right where I want it. And we're just gonna reverse down that side road as much as possible without going into the mud. Trailer can be in the mud, that's fine, as long as the truck is on the relatively dry ground. There we go. Yeah, that's fine. Engine off. And Fleetstar. Old reliable. So we're going to set this up on our side of the dam. So it is also standing by to assist the Pacific if needed. Now, if everything goes perfectly, we might not need to use the Transtar or the Fleetstar at all in this video, aside from just staging them in the appropriate places. But we're probably going to need them at some point. I have honestly no clue how we're going to get the that huge semi-trailer around the corner on the dam. That's going to be just terrifying. But it's also, like, of the options, still the best one, I think. We could take it up the narrow cliff road on the other side of the map and avoid the dam entirely, but it's just too narrow. Just too narrow for something that wide. If it's, like, I've had this truck with a single thing of cargo flip over on that road, and I just don't even want to think about what what a construction rig semi-trailer would do up there. Hello, Western Star. It is the White's Western Star, which is a Western Star from before Freightliner owned Western Star. Before Daimler owned Western Star, I should say. The Western Star TwinSteer, however, I think is a Daimler truck. So that's the same manufacturer as the Freightliner I used to drive, Apophis, and all the other Freightliners I drove as well. All Daimler products. So we're going to park the crane on this side road. Not all the way down the side road, just like right here, where it's nice and dry and able to get on the road pretty easily. But we're out of the way enough for the construction trailer that it won't hit this if it passes through here without incident. Alright, so let's go ahead and switch to global map, Drummond Island, Pacific P16. That is going to be our last truck for this setup. We've got it refueled. I staged there's a fuel semi-trailer on this map. It's just parked at the fuel station, so I grabbed it with one of our semi-trucks and moved it to the docks. Can I have textures? Cool. So yeah, this is the Pacific P16. Literally the only attachment it can have is a high saddle, which you can see on the back there, and we're going to hook it up to this giant semi-trailer that's parked here. So the Pacific P16 is on this map to start with, so I feel like it's meant for this job. In fact, the location where you can find it, it is parked right here. So if you can get onto this side of the map, you can grab the Pacific P16, and then you can actually, what I wound up doing was I got into this map from Island Lake through this entrance, found the P16. I just had a scout up here because I was just getting watchtowers on Island Lake and found that tunnel. So I came up here with the scout, unlocked the P16, then used the P16 and trailers that are just found on this map to build all of the bridges on this map that you need to build. So that was kind of cool that you could just do that without having to bring any of your other trucks out here. But we're going to be using this to get this giant trailer to the new drilling site in Smithville Dam, sorry, did it again. And that is located down the road from the farm that we staged our other supplies at. So 20 minutes into this stream and we're finally actually doing the thing. Moving this giant trailer. No, no, too tight, too tight, too tight. The controls for this are sketchy. So I think we're supposed to stay right at this. I don't know if we have the space. I would definitely like to keep that overhang on this side of the building, but we've got to be real careful not to. We're going to take out the power lines again, obviously, but we've got to be careful not to hit that pole. I feel like the pole is more solid than. The poles are much more solid than the actual power lines themselves. Success by inches. We are going to burn so much fuel on this. We might actually have to bring the Transtar over to this map if we burn too much fuel just getting out of here. Like, we've already made a sizable chunk in our fuel reserves. And this truck cannot move the fuel semi-trailer, so we can't even like come back and bring our fuel with us. And we won't be going past any fuel stations on this route either, so that the Transtar with the fuel tank is our only refilling option. This truck has permanent diff lock, but no all-wheel drive. It hasn't needed all-wheel drive in my experience. It's usually able to brute force its way through stuff. We're just going to have to run over rocks and not avoid rocks, because we're just going to have to deal with them. I say as it almost tips me over that one small boulder. Left please, left please, left please, left please. Tree! Tree. Good gravy. Good gravy is what I meant to say. I ended up saying greavy, which I think is... I don't even know what that means. It sounds like a name. And that's another set of power lines I think we're going to destroy. Yep, right through with the light poles. I feel like those light poles would have been... Like, I feel like they probably come out and you just, like, pack them laying down for this kind of this kind of movement. I don't feel like they're entirely necessary to be sticking up over the top of this. While moving it. Oh, I know we're doing this very slow, but I've just got a boulder going along with us. Eventually it will get pushed to the side or we'll run over it. When we've got less maneuvering stuff to do, we'll throw it into high gear or auto, but I think for a lot of this is going to be in low gear, just taking our time, pushing through all of the obstacles and trying not to tip the trailer over. God, it makes me nervous. Alright, that should be good there, so let's just start moving the front end of this trailer around to the left. There will be times when we do have to reverse for the sake of moving the front end over without running into rocks. Because as you can see, we still got real close to that pole, even doing that. This is a really big trailer and a really big truck to pull this trailer. Now, the sense of scale might be a little thrown off here because we're on a dirt road. But these are full-size telephone poles that were like the same, were taller than these, actually. So we're going to hug the left wall. And that rock is going to be a problem. Come on. Come on. Alright. Back to the right. Oh my gosh. Oh no 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 no. Come on. Oh. Oh. Thank goodness for diff lock. So our wheels on the far side still had traction, even though the two on the right were spinning in the air. This turn should be relatively simple. Just turn us onto the bridge, stay kind of left because we want to clear that rock. Am I going to make this? Oh, barely. That's definitely going to clip. Yep. We would have just taken out the bridge. Had the bridge not been there. Had those supports been solid. I don't know what is invisible, whether it's the power lines or these poles on the top of the rig. and the steel cross beams. Like, I feel like maybe it's the rig has the pass through. Nope. Back to low gear. We might need to set this up again, actually. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we need to keep the trailer a little bit further to the left, so we're going to stay really far left here. And then kind of do this reversing thing just to keep the trailer as far left as possible. There we go. So that has the trailer starting a little bit further to the left on the climb. No, we're still going to have to run that rock over. Come on. Oh. This is ridiculous. Ooh, that's a problem. Our trailer came unhooked. Wow. All right. Back over that. Oh, didn't know that could happen. How much damage did we just take? So a little bit of damage to the front right wheel. And the engine and the suspension. I think the suspension actually is the one I think we'll be alright. So yeah, we're probably going to need the repair trailer. Alright, so note to self, can just run over the guardrail by accident if we get too close to it. And it hurts, and it causes our trailer to pop off. Good to know. Good to know. Just valuable information right there. Just rubbing up against the rock. Oh. The trailer bumping over boulders makes me really nervous because I feel like it's got a very high center of gravity and I don't want to find out how easy it will be to tip. But I suspect it will be quite easy to flip over. So that gives us clear of the guardrail. And actually, I think that's the top of that little hill. All right, that's our first big challenge thwarted right there. Should be one of the brief, easy parts. This nice little straightaway here. The poles are nice and far to the sides. Actually got a little bit more pavement as well. We're just trying to get this trailer out of this map first, because it's got to go across the dam. And eventually. So we gotta get to the tunnel first and foremost. Am I gonna make that turn? Yeah. Alright, let's get back up front. Back into the tricky bits again, alright. Mind the trees. This is the last mission in the game, so I'm not or in Michigan at least. So I'm not surprised it's difficult. And I'm told there are even harder large items to move on Alaska, so good practice for future. Though it is like a personal challenge to myself. All of the vehicles that we found in Michigan are staying in Michigan, and I'm just starting fresh with purchased vehicles in Alaska and new vehicles that we find up there. We do have a couple of purchased vehicles that have been in previous videos, like the Cat CT680 is going to Alaska, since we bought that, and the International Paystar as well as the flat-nosed Ford, which I don't know if it made it into any of the YouTube videos or the Twitch streams, but we do have that. That's the LT9000, and that will be going to Alaska, though again, that's a highway truck, so not the most useful. I feel like Alaska, having not experienced a major flood, will hopefully just have more roads than the Michigan map. So maybe road tractors will be slightly more useful up there. Again, I think we're going to be clipping the top of this bridge. Yep, yeah. I feel like they knew this trailer was in the game and would have to go over all these bridges. It's like the reason you're building the bridges is for this haul. Why the bridges are shorter than the trailer is beyond me. Like, I feel like the bridge guy and the trailer guy were not maybe communicating during the model building phase of this. But it's fine. I bet the average... Ooh, guardrail. That's fine. I bet the average person doesn't even notice that slight clipping of trailer with bridge. Thankfully, no guardrail on the right for this turn, because we are just going straight into the dirt with the trailer. No guardrail on the left here, but a little bit of a hill, so we want to kind of swing out wider to the right, and then cut in, stay inside the guardrail, and keep the trailer off of the hill. Perfect. Almost out. You just need to get the front end in the box. There we go. Brake. Travel to Smithfield Dam. All right, that's that's one map traveled through with this thing. So now all of our trucks involved in this mission are on the same map. At least. The problem is we're now at the top of a mountain. A mountain with like a long switchback to get to the bottom where the fuel trailer is waiting for us. All right. Let's make sure our trailer didn't spawn inside anything. It's in pretty good shape. Doesn't seem as long on this truck compared to the last time we pulled this thing on the Black River map. All right, we're doing all right for fuel, so I think we're going to make it at least to our fuel truck. So we're not going to have to do any refueling tricks at this trailer store. We could unhook from the semi-trailer, pull the tractor into the trailer store and buy a fuel cistern and top off from it, but I don't think we need to. I'd rather, if we need fuel, just send the Transtar up to fill our tanks. The tank is actually that right behind the cab there, underneath the cabin protector. So I don't understand how it holds 300 liters of fuel. It doesn't seem very large, but you know, game says it's possible. I agree. It must be possible. The auto gear is slightly more fuel efficient for the straightaways, so I'll just get up here and then switch back into high. We're effectively using our gear to control our speed rather than our brakes. Low. The transmission much more effective at controlling the speed of a large truck than the pneumatic brakes, because the brakes have delay on them, whereas engine friction does not. Just mind the Jersey barriers, let them gently guide the wheels, it's fine. Oh, this is not a vehicle meant for this. Not a vehicle meant for this road. We're just taking up the entire road, when there is a road anyway, and when it's not just mud and stone. So we're managing here. How's the back end look? Yeah, we're all right. Mind the pole. We got some guardrail again. That's great. Love guardrail. Oh, this is going to be, can we make this turn? Just going to have to hug the rocks on the right. Yeah, we got it. We got this. Okay. Bring the front end over to the left. No problem. Alright, that's our first little tight turn on this map. It wasn't as bad as it looked. I'm still real nervous about getting around the corner on the dam, though. That's going to be a bad one. This just the truck alone has trouble making that turn. So I can't imagine the trailer's going to be great at it. We might just need the crane truck to like lift the back end and swing it around. Probably be easier with multiple people, but we're going to try and do it alone. This game is supposed to be doable in single player, so we are doing it in single player. Just go ahead and get a little more speed on this section. There we go. Back down to high. I kind of like the dirt bits a little bit more than the pavement, just because there's no guardrails. I say as I come around the corner and there's a guardrail on the dirt bit. I feel less obligated to stay on the perfectly centered on the dirt path than I do on the road. Oh no. Alright, so normally I try and take the entire vehicle on the wood bridge here, but I don't think that's going to be doable. So we're going to use the wood bridge for the trailer, and we're going to, well, first we're going to back up a little because our front end is hooked on a rock. But we're going to try and keep the tractor on the dirt bit and let the trailer track onto the bridge. Yeah, that works. That's working. Glad the bridge is here. Guardrail. Eh. Don't flip, don't flip, don't flip. Oh, that totally worked. The snow is in Alaska, and that will be in our next... That will be after this mission, we go to Alaska. I'm going to complete this mission. I'm going to spend the rest of today not recording, just recovering all the fuel trailers I have scattered around all of these maps, and get all the fuel trailers I have scattered around Michigan, sell them all to increase our money going into Alaska, then say goodbye to all of the Michigan trucks, and take the 3 trucks that we purchased up into Alaska. We're going to bring the Chevy pickup that you start with as well. This is a tight turn. This is a real tight turn. We are absolutely going to be dragging the trailer over this rock. Don't tip, don't tip. All good, all good. Sign, yeah, sign's going to be fine. Alright, let's stop here, and we're going to fast forward to the morning. There we go. I do not intend on doing any part of this haul at night. There's no one else here. We can block the road all night while our driver goes to a hotel or something. Oh, this is another tight turn. I might not have been far enough out for that. Am I going to need to back up? Oh. Now, you might be watching the wheels on that turn, but the problem on the right side is that catwalk and keeping that away from the rock. So it's not all about where the trailer's wheels are going. We've got overhang on that side to deal with as well, which is going to take out some tree branches there. Yep, hear the snapping. Alright, nose right. We want to keep the trailer off the guardrail so we don't accidentally flip. Running over rocks, just fine. Guardrails, much more dangerous. We're taking our sweet time with this trailer. I'm not in any hurry to get this job turned in. If this takes an hour, this takes an hour. That's fine with me. We've still got more turns that are even tighter coming up, so... Don't tip. Don't tip. What are you hitting? It's just terrain. Alright. Nice and wide to avoid that telephone pole. Turn left, please. Come on. You can do it. Okay, apparently you can't do it. That's fine. Plenty of clearance off the pole. And we're still dragging the trailer through the dirt, though, close to that tree. Yeah. This is only going to get more and more difficult as we get down this hill. Hug the guardrail. This is a pretty gentle turn, so we shouldn't need to, Oh, we still got real close to that rock. Don't hit it, don't hit it. Ooh. I tapped the guardrail there with my tractor. Yes, we are on an Xbox controller for driving right now. I find Xbox controllers a little bit better for third-person driving, and we don't have mirrors in console version yet. Apparently, mirrors in console version are coming, but right now you can see they don't do anything. So, driving from the driver's seat with a trailer is not ideal. Are we even close to clearing this? Jeez. Just right along the inside of the guardrail. That's fine. Oy. $1,000 fine for littering, everyone. Make sure you know. Yeah, we are playing on the Xbox One version of this, not the PC version at the moment. I am a filthy console gamer at heart. The Xbox One X just generally runs the game better than my PC could anyway. My PC is good for Truck Simulator, and that's about it. So actually, I'm kind of selling my PC short. My PC has managed quite a lot, considering I just bought a gaming laptop at a Best Buy about 6 months ago. It has proven fairly capable for a off-the-shelf store computer. Alright. That went surprisingly well. Let's do a brief pause here, because this is kind of a pull-off section designed for this sort of thing. We're just going to sit in the road, though. Where are we? Alright, so we've still got this really tricky switchback up ahead. And then after that, it's home free to the dam. This is the parking lot where our fuel truck is waiting. And we've got to get around this corner. And then we get to the off-road bit. No problem. No problem. This switchback is going to be kind of brutal. This is the first place where we might have to bring the crane truck up to help us out. Just to get the back end around the corner. Which, if we're not able to get the trailer around that corner, getting the crane truck up here is going to be fun, because then this truck's going to be blocking the road, and the crane truck is on the far side. The crane truck is ahead of us across the dam, so it'll have to take this alternate route to get up here behind us. That's fine. There are alternate routes. All right, here we go. This is the tricky bit. We're going to stay nice and wide to the right, because the tractor's going to have to drive across the rocks on the right side of this to keep the trailer from flipping itself on the inside of the corner. This turn is tricky with a regular semi-trailer, let alone an enormous one. Alright, so we're going to cut in a little bit with the tractor just to get us clear of this gap in the rock, and then cut right again with the tractor. And then let our front end just go over open air. That's fine. Oh, tree. Alright, so we need to reverse just a tiny bit. How much room do I have to reverse? Very little. Miss the tree and then immediately back out to that side. Don't flip, don't. Oh, goodness. This might be a problem. All right. We need the crane truck. I think we might have been okay there. Let's just... Oh, I actually got out. Okay. Whew. Alright, if we can stay on the road, we're fine. Just keep our... I say as my front end goes right off again. This is so precarious. Oh my gosh, we made it. Alright. No problem. Only just almost went off the cliff. I can't believe we got out of that without the crane truck. That was... I'm not even sure the crane truck can lift this thing, honestly. So I'm kind of glad I gave that another try. Alright, that should be us home free to the dam at least. So we'll pull up outside the trailer store and refuel this thing with our International Transtar. Find the guardrail. And then next challenge is the dam. I was real worried about that hairpin up here on the mountain. For good reason, apparently, because we did almost just die. We would have had to do just a hard reset of the level if the trailer went off the cliff. There's no way we can lift up the entire trailer from down in the gully. Our little crane truck, no good there. Alright, success. Alright, so just down around this corner and across this rickety bridge will be our fuel stop. And then we tackle the dam. We're just going to run down these cones, because we built the bridge. The road's not closed anymore. It's not a good bridge, but it's a bridge, and it will work for us. Probably. Don't break. I feel like it's nice and solid, even though it looks not solid at all. The game built it. It's not one of the ones that's like a pre-drop structure. You have to like bring wood here for the construction of it. So yeah, nice and solid. And there's our fuel truck waiting patiently for us. Brakes, neutral, engine off, change truck. Again, we're using only trucks found in Michigan on this mission. No purchase trucks necessary. Alright, so our source is going to be our fuel tank. Our target, Pacific P16. Go ahead and fill up our Transtar while we're at it. There we go. Alright. Vehicles over 40 feet prohibited. Well, that's a problem. I think we're definitely over 40 feet with that combo there. Alright, that's us full of fuel. On to the next part of this mission. So I think our overhead clearance on the dam should be fine. It's... yeah, we got plenty of space underneath that. It's the turn, the 90-degree left-hand turn to get onto the second half of the dam that's going to be a problem. Second half, it's more like last quarter. This is kind of an L-shaped dam. It's got the spillway off to this side over here. There's no real east, west, north, south as far as I can tell in the game. Just, I have what I consider north, south, east, west. But other people might have the map in their head a different way than I do. This is going to be so tight. There's no way. Okay, we're gonna reverse. All right, that should hopefully be enough space for us to squeeze the crane truck through. I kind of expected this might happen, so I have a plan. Can I fit through here? Yeah. Barely. Luckily, this truck is shorter than the width. Oh, is it short enough to... Oh, we're about to Austin Powers this, aren't we? Oh, that might have been a mistake. That might have been a mistake. We're making it work. This is agonizing. I'm so sorry. There we go. No problem. See? All right, yeah, that was excessive. I'm sorry. We're gonna get to the point where, yeah, we strike the inside, stop the truck, and leave the engine running this time. Change, do the Fleetstar. Brakes, neutral, crane mode, legs. Alright. And lift. Is there like a more centered spot I can grab on here actually? No, there's not. Alright, that's fine. Huh. That could be a problem. I wish I could just grab... We can grab it up here. Now I need to be able to move it forward. So let's just try... Oh, that's moving weird. Is my truck shifting? No, not yet. Come on. I had a plan for this, and it's just not doing anything. this showed at least a little bit of success. So let's try. That's really not working. Whoop, wrong button. Alright. Let's release that. Track the landing legs. We're going to store the crane. Alright. Now, I don't know how well this is going to work, but we're going to try and winch to the back of the trailer. And I think the truck will... Well, I thought the truck would pull on its own. I guess not. Alright, let's detach. Alright, we'll just have to try and brute force this thing. That's fine. Crane truck can't move that. Good to know. Well, honestly, that worked better than I expected. The power lines, there's nothing we can do about that. If the power lines die, the power lines die. Either the power lines or those lights on top of the trailer are not really there, so they just clip through them no problem. I wasn't expecting brute force to actually work there. It's been the lesson so far, and I'll stop trying to make it complicated and just force the trailer through the gap. Almost to the farm. So the fun part of this is that the only path down to the drilling site that is wide enough for this truck is a long convoluted path that doesn't go directly there from the farm. So we get to we get a lot more driving with this still to come. We're only like 2/3 of the way there at the moment, I think. Here's our first real mud challenge with this rig, as we get to go down this road into the farm. That's where our white Western Star is waiting. Mind that power pole. So we're going to try and keep to the right, just because it's a little bit shallower. We might have some issues with the trailer trying to tip on us, and we might need to go a little more central down this muddy path, but I think this thing has the highest powered winch in the game, so we should be able to pull ourselves free as long as we can stay near the telephone poles and the thicker trees. I hope. We'll see. Again, no all-wheel drive on this, just diff lock. But the diff lock is always on, so that does help. We have 4-wheel drive, but on a 6-wheel vehicle, not saying much. It's making a better go of it than the Western Star did a minute ago. Hour ago. This is renewing my confidence that we are in fact going to be able to get this trailer down the road from the farm to the drilling site. Because I was not expecting to get this far without the winch. That tree could be a problem. Oh, just brakes. That's cool. Come on, keep it going. Again, we're just brute forcing this with the strongest truck I own. No problem at all. Oh, this truck is amazing. All right. So we are going to take a brief stop here with the Pacific, and we're going to bring the Western Star. We're going to be doing this in chunks now, because we want to have our trucks kind of in a good spot to help us out if needed. So we're going to hop into the Western Star 6900, nice, and take that forward a bit, just so we keep the Western Star up ahead of us if we need help. We want something ahead of us that can pull us forward if necessary, as well as the truck behind that can give us a nudge if needed. So the white Western Star will stay out here, and the Western Star TwinSteer will go up ahead. This is going to be real fun with the heavy trailer. You might find yourself wondering, how could this possibly be the best route to take? But I assure you, this is the widest path. This is the widest road between the farm and our destination. And it has the power lines running alongside it, which will help if we need to winch. It's gonna be tricky, that's for sure. Alright, I think this is as good a place as any for our Western Star to wait. We'll just pull through and park up here. Oh, that's a stump. I just ran over a stump. That's going to be a problem in a second. Eek. Just past the stump underneath the part of the truck with no wheels. That worked out fine. Park here. Switch back to the Pacific. Now we got to do that with the much bigger truck. What could possibly go wrong? Power through the muddy spot. So let's real quick take a look at the map so I can show you all what the plan is through there. So we are on this leg of the trip right now. This is where the Western Star is waiting for us. I don't think this trailer is going to be able to go through this canyon. So we're going to have to go all the way around down this wide pathway to get to the drilling site, because this road along the coast is too narrow, and this road through the canyon is too narrow, so we're going to have to go the really long route. Also, this shortcut, also too narrow. So, that is the plan. We'll see if it even works, but... fingers crossed. We might be able to take one of the narrow routes with the Western Star 6900, but surely the white Western Star will have to do the same long route as this trailer. If we can even power up this hill without help. I reach that pole with the winch? Oh, I can reach past the pole with the winch. Cool. So I can definitely get the pole. Come on, keep it going. That's just gonna snap. Yep. And you. I feel like we should be charging these people for tree removal. We got something solid up there. There we go. One of those trees didn't fall. I was a little annoyed at first when there were so many trees that you just couldn't winch to without them uprooting, but then over time I realized that the smallest vehicles can use even little trees to winch effectively, and then something this massive pulls even more trees out of the ground than the regular sized ones. So like all of the trees you can winch to have a purpose for something, but not necessarily for everything. This truck can't use nearly as many of the trees as, say, the International Scout 800. And even the Scout 800 can uproot the smallest trees if you're not careful, but they can also actually get some usable momentum off of them. Speaking of usable momentum, come on. Climb. Oh gosh. If we desperately need a narrower cab, we can always throw a high saddle on one of the other trucks and give it a shot. The white Western Star can presumably pull this trailer, but none of them have the oomph of the Pacific P16. Alright, so we are making a right turn here. And the Western Star will go first. There we go. A little bit of traction issues getting moving there. This isn't exactly the most maneuverable truck. This is honestly the only time I've ever used the TwinSteer since I recovered it. It just hasn't seemed that useful. Like in most situations, I would rather have I didn't have the mud tires unlocked at the time, so pretty much every situation I would rather have one of my regular trucks with a sideboard trailer can haul the same amount of freight as this thing can. But I have to admit, it is surprising me with how capable it is of just forcing its way through this terrain. I'm not even complaining about the diff lock. This is kind of awesome. It's going to be a difficult turn for the Pacific, I say as I mow down a tree. On the bright side, any trees we destroy with the Western Star will stay destroyed for the Pacific. Preemptive tree removal. That will be... actually, let's get to the other side of this gunk. Because I feel like this is going to be one of the spots where we might need help pulling the Pacific through. So let's just get to the far side of this goo and then park and wait for the Pacific. All right. And we already burned through another third of a tank of fuel, so we might even have to... Oh gosh, if we have to send the Transtar down here to fuel everybody up, that's going to be a nightmare. That's going to be difficult. Make the turn, make the turn, make the turn. Don't flip. Alright. We're losing our sunlight very quickly here. Might be time for another overnight skip very shortly. Ah, stalled the engine before I could get the gear changed. Oops. That's a deceiving path right there. Come on. This is going to be a difficult one. Trying to keep the tractor as far to the left as I can. Keep the trailer from tipping and keep it from hitting that pole with the catwalk. Gosh, this is heavy. Help me pull. Obi-Wan pole. Nobi. We have dubbed that power pole. And we're almost down to half a tank already. This is going to be a problem. Fuel is definitely going to be an issue here. This is the point in the video where you should be placing your bets as to whether or not we'll get there without having to refuel, and then beyond that, whether or not the Transtar will be able to get to this truck to refuel it. Probably should have brought the Transtar forward for the, we're gonna bog down here. No? Yeah. Come on. It's a very, very slow relay, is what we have going here. Luckily, this Western Star, just fine on the fuel. I'm kind of regretting not having fueled everything up at the farm before we continue down that road. Oh, this turn's going to be difficult for the Pacific. Heck, this turn's difficult for the Western Star. Eeeh. Okay, no, forget what I said. This is going to be the tough turn for the Pacific. Oh my gosh. How on earth are we going to get around that without hitting those poles? Oh no. Alright, we're going to leave the Western Star just up here, because I think that's going to be our big challenge for this leg. Yeah, this is a straight truck. This is a Western Star TwinSteer, not articulated. It is just a brute force machine of power. But anything that has issues with, actually, let's go ahead and skip to morning. There we go, sunlight. Anything the Western Star has trouble with, you can pretty much guarantee the Pacific is going to have issues. Though the Pacific is articulated, where the Western Star is not. The TwinSteer is not. The white Western Star is pulling a flatbed trailer and articulated, but, you know. The TwinSteer, not so much. But the TwinSteer was found on one of the Michigan maps, so we're using it. Because I've given myself the unnecessary limitation of trying to do this mission without using any of the trucks that I've bought. Only the trucks I've built. It's so not looking good. Alright. So here's the hard part. I don't know where that path goes, but... Oh, my front end's just digging into the dirt. Come on. Turn, damn you. Please turn. This is where I wish this had all-wheel drive, because when the steer axles are at least biting into the dirt and pulling you forward, you can sometimes turn a little bit better. Alright, we are officially leaning against the pole, rubbing on the pole as we go around. I think we're going to make it, though. Success! I did not think that was going to work. I'm finding that all the things I think are going to be difficult, this truck is able to force its way past through sheer brute force. As long as the front end of the truck is not obstructed, we don't seem to have too much difficulty. Engine start. There we go. This truck has the longest engine startup sequence of any of the trucks I own. We are getting close. That is the drill site off in the distance. We're almost there. I'd like to think this section is going to be, like, home free. Whether that is true remains to be seen, but, you know, I can hope. We still have one more tractor trailer to get down here, so even when we get these two trucks to the drilling site, we're not quite done yet. Yeah, I think the Pacific's going to have no trouble with that section. So let's go ahead and get the Western Star inside the drilling site, parked off out of the way. Just in case the Pacific needs any help with the mud in the actual drilling site itself, we'll keep the Western Star on standby just over here. Ooh. Slow to react brakes. Got it. It's just an oil tank. I'm sure it's fine. No one cares if I run into an oil tank, right? should be sufficiently out of the way for the Pacific coming through. Yeah. Engine off. Pacific. Forward. All right. Come on, easy bit. Low gear, please. Thank you. Nailed it. All right. Swing back to the left, please. Turn, turn, turn. All right. No turning. That's fine. A little bit of reverse never hurt anybody. A little bit more reverse never hurt anybody. I would kill for Pacific with all-wheel drive. There is another... How did that happen? How did my trailer come off? What did that hit? I have no idea. Interesting. There is another Pacific you can just buy, Pacific P12. And that one might have all-wheel drive. I haven't tried it yet. We'll probably end up buying one of those up in Alaska, assuming the P12 is remotely good at heavy hauls like this one is. Because we're going to need a new heavy hauler up there since we're leaving the P16 here in Michigan. I have no idea why our trailer unhooked there. Very strange. There's nothing in the game that keeps you from bringing all of your trucks from Michigan into Alaska. I'm just like artificially limiting myself to only the trucks that I purchased being movable. I like putting extra limits on myself in games like this. Just kind of adds to the fun for me. Yeah, no problem at all. Way clear of that pole. Don't stall. Little bit of mud, no problem. High gear was just a touch too much for that. I think we can safely go back to high now. Alright, so the reason the Western Star is off to the side like that is that's actually not the first trailer we have to turn in. This construction trailer is the first one that has to get here, so no matter what we do, this has to enter first. So no reason to do the Westerns, like the Western Star has no reason to pull into the delivery spot just yet. Whoa! What did we hit? I don't think we hit anything. I think we just swapped in the mud a little there. Alright. Delivery! Alright. Ah, freedom from the Pacific. Let's get you parked out of the way. So this is now our rescue truck because it doesn't have the trailer anymore. It is the most brute force capable truck that we own. So if the white Western Star runs into any trouble navigating that road, the Pacific will be our go-to for rescuing it. Let's go ahead and park you there. Engine off. TwinSteer. Metal planks X2 are the next step, so that's the Western Star. Perfect. That'll save us a little bit of time. Oh, we can't go through the same path as the Pacific did because that platform's in the way now. Here's your metal planks. Just two shipping containers just magically appeared during that. That was great. just park the Western Star with our Pacific. And then now we just need that oil rig drill that is on our white Western Star. I was going to bring the oil rig drill was supposed to go on the TwinSteer, but the TwinSteer actually cannot hold the drill. The drill is too long. The drill takes 5 slots, and the TwinSteer only has 4. So, engine off, neutral, brake, white Western Star. Last truck. And this one still has that entire route to go, so we've still got a little bit more left. All-wheel drive. Diff lock. We do have a nice snorkel on this truck, so it won't have any issues with water, since it doesn't have the vertical clearance that the Pacific or the TwinSteer do. Not having much trouble with the mud, at least. It's nice to be in a proper semi after the oversized and the fixed body. Yeah, we didn't really need that. We were still moving. But little extra pull didn't hurt there. Wow, that defeated the mud no problem. I like this truck. This is a very good truck. Just your basic flatbed semi-trailer with the oil drill strapped down on top of it. Nope, I don't need any cargo from the farm. Good on food, thanks. Right, so same route as the Pacific with a much lighter weight vehicle. Bit more power. Hopefully we won't get bogged down nearly as much. This one has all-wheel drive, which will hopefully make this easier, but, you know, much lower clearance, so we're going to have a lot more trouble with the muddy bits in this, I think. But yeah, you can see where anytime the truck is bent forward, like right now, compared to the trailer, our Fleetstar would have had issues with that. That would have been our steer axle coming off the ground. I was going to upshift, but we lost a lot of speed there, so let's not just yet. We could try and bring this a more direct route to the drill if we really want to. But I feel like the safe road is the same way we went with the Western Star, or with the Pacific. Yeah, you know what? Let's play this one safe. Stick to the road we know. It's so much shorter than the Pacific. I'm still taking the turns almost as wide, and there's absolutely no reason to. I am really glad we filled up the fuel tank on the Pacific before the dam, because we absolutely would have run out of fuel if we tried to do that all in one tank. I'm glad the Transtar got to do something, even if the Fleetstar was entirely unnecessary and just a distraction. The Transtar got to help, and that's like one of my favorite little trucks in the game. It is almost completely useless, but as a little fuel tanker, it's handy. It has no diff lock, no all-wheel drive. It is a pure highway truck. But you know what? When you're bringing a oversized trailer down the switchback mountain road, highway truck can be used for bringing you fuel. nothing stopping this thing. This is an amazing little truck. I almost wonder what would have happened if we tried to pull that construction trailer with this truck. If it would have handled all of this just as easily. Or if it would have had the same struggles as the Pacific getting over the hills. The Pacific has more raw power, and it was still struggling to lift that weight over some of the hills. This oil drill, meanwhile, not nearly as heavy as that construction rig trailer. But of course, the Pacific itself is also a much heavier truck, so that might have been part of the issue as well. I am very curious to see if we have any issues with this corner with just a normal semi-trailer. You can see where the front end of the Pacific dug through the side of that hill. Yeah, no issues with that turn whatsoever. Of course, we are using a real short trailer. This is like a 45-foot 45-foot flatbed, something like that. There is a like 53-foot step deck trailer, or 48 or 53-foot step deck trailer in the game that I have not been using in Michigan, just because it can't make most of the normal corners. But we'll probably bust that out up in Alaska, assuming there's a little more space up there, since we're not going to be... Alaska's not recovering from a natural disaster. It's building a new pipeline, I think, is the storyline behind that. Just look at the trenches dug by the Pacific's wheels. Almost there. Don't bog down now. Come on. Gosh, this truck made that look easy. The TwinSteer had more trouble than this thing did. That's amazing. I like this truck. I wish I'd been using it more now. What's the best path to pick through this? That ought to work. Mind the pipe. All good. Last delivery. Success! Drilling operation underway, out with the old. Nice work, engineers making a few adjustments to the rig, but we should be up and running in no time. $11,000. Success! I think that is our final mission done. Yeah, that's all of the Dyson Diesel, all the Husky forwarding, and all of the Steel River missions. Most of the tasks I didn't do any of the timed contests, but that's just me. That is success! We are finished with Michigan. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you when we get to Alaska. I've got a lot of cleaning up to do on this map, recovering trailers and getting them sold to give us a nice leg up on our starting funds in Alaska. And I will see you guys in the Great Snowy North. Thank you so much for watching, especially those of you on the Twitch live stream. And have a great day. Bye! At Eliodare on Twitter, Facebook, Xbox Live, and Steam. Xbox!